Okay, whether or not it's a new horror originals or reboots of our favorite cult classics, you know what, this year the horror genre definitely doesn't have its shortages of chills and thrills. So there are a lot of scary movies to look forward to this year, from long-awaited sequels, brand new and original movies, to some reboots. So what's coming out this year? Well, you're gonna have to wait and find out. How's it going, YouTube? I'm your host Landon Dallas, and welcome back to another most amazing top 10 video. Okay, before we jump into today's list, let me know what movie you're looking forward to watching this year in the comment section below. Alright, let's jump right into this. This is the top 10 scary movies coming out in 2020. Kicking things off, in at number 10 we have The Grudge. I know, not another Grudge reboot, but hear me out. Back in 2004, the American remake of the 2002 Japanese horror movie Ju-On made it to our big screens. And then The Grudge got another two sequels, one in 2006, the other in 2009. So why are we going down this road again? Well, it's being directed by Nicolas Pesce, and it's supposed to be a fresh take on the franchise, with a whole new story full of vengeful spirits haunting a house where violence took place and formed a curse. So this film was released in January. So if you guys do watch this movie, let me know what you guys thought. Candyman slashes his way onto this list at number 9. If you're not familiar with this urban legend, allow me to refresh your memory. Candyman is a story about a murdered slave who returns from the dead in search of his vengeance. If you say his name 5 times in the mirror, he will appear behind you and kill you with his hook. You can see him in the mirror covered in blood and bees. I don't know why he's covered in bees, but the only thing on his mind is vicious murder. Yeah, that sounds like a good premise for a horror movie if you ask me. Pretty damn terrifying. So this movie sets to hit the big screen June 12th of this year, and it's written by Jordan Peele. So you know it's gonna be a horror masterpiece. The Turning brings us to number 8 on this list. So this movie will be released this month, and it's based off of one of the most popular ghost stories ever written. This film is based off of Henry James's novel called The Turn of the Screw. But this movie promises to give us a fresh spin on the horror classic. Set in the Maine countryside in the 90s, a new nanny is hired to take care of 2 deeply disturbed orphans. As she settles into her new job, she quickly discovers that her family is hiding some pretty dark and haunting secrets. A Quiet Place Part 2 is up next on this list at number 7. This is a movie that is set in a post-apocalyptic world that is overran by monsters who hunt by sound. John Krasinski will be returning to write and direct the second installment, and his wife Emily Blunt will be reprising her role. The plot is still unknown, but we do know that the surviving members of the Abbott family will try to survive together after they learned more about these vicious creatures. They will also meet with more survivors, so who knows? Maybe a 3rd installment is also in the works. Well, this movie is expected to be released on March 20th of this year. Okay, we have one of my favorite franchises coming up next at number 6, and I'm talking about The Purge. They can keep going with these ones, I don't mind it. Well, The Purge 5 Final Night is coming out, so make sure you guys mark your calendars for July 10th. We're being gifted with another Purge movie this year. I mean, did Christmas come early? Yeah, I think it did. Well, it was only a matter of time before we return to a world where crime is legal for 12 hours, and this next installment should not disappoint. It's still early in its development, so there's not a whole lot of details about this movie, but it's being rumored that this will actually be the final film of the series. But don't worry, the Purge TV series is still going strong, and its 2nd season is actually coming out near the end of this year, October 15th. Army of the Dead takes us to number 5, as Zack Snyder is sinking his teeth into the zombie genre once again with his next film that is set to be released onto Netflix later on this year. Originally, this movie was supposed to be a sequel of Dawn of the Dead. I absolutely love that movie. Well, it's supposed to be the remake, but it had a very dark script. So now this movie will just be a standalone movie with a completely fresh script. Dave Bautista is starring in the movie, and it's going to be set in the post-apocalyptic zombie-filled Las Vegas. Friday the 13th reboot cuts its way onto this list at number 4. Supposedly, the king himself, my hero, aka LeBron James, is going to be the producer of the reboot of the iconic slasher movie. Friday the 13th is set to be released later this year. It's going to be the 40th anniversary of the original film, and it's actually going to be the 13th installment, so you know we're in for a treat with this one. As of right now, there's no director or writer attached to the movie, but what we do know is Jason Voorhees will be back with this hockey mask, and of course he'll have his chainsaw, and you know what? That's enough for me. Up next, number 3, we have an untitled Saw project. Just when you thought that all the gory and sick games were over, it's time to play a game again. Jigsaw is making his triumphant return to the silver screen, but brace yourselves with this one because actor and comedian Chris Rock is responsible for bringing Saw back to life. I don't know about this one. He's been planning the reboot and he said that he's very excited to take this to a really intense and twisted new place. Chris Rock will be starring in the movie as Zeke, a detective who's investigating the gory Jigsaw murders. In addition to Chris Rock, Samuel L. Jackson, because why not? He's in every movie anyway. He's already confirmed to join on in the Saw reboot. So this Saw movie should be very interesting to watch, and I'm curious if they're gonna make any connections with the rest of the franchise, but you know what? I guess only time will tell. The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It haunts our list at number 2. This next installment to the Conjuring verse is gonna focus on one of the Warren case's files about a man who was on trial for murder. He claims that he was possessed at the time of the crime. Well, his lawyers argued that he shouldn't have been accountable for his crimes because he was demonically possessed. And as of right now, there isn't an exact release date for this movie, but Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga will be reprising the role as Ed and Lorraine Warren. And now slicing its way to our number 1 spot, we have Halloween Kills. After the Halloween sequel made a killing at the box office back in 2018, they thought, well, let's do this thing all over again. Let's do it again. Let's make more money. Let's make another Halloween movie. I mean, this whole thing just seems inevitable. Besides Laurie Strode, other characters from the original movie are making an appearance as well, such as Little Tommy Doyle and Lindsay Wallace. Although details about the plot haven't been released yet, this movie will be out on October 16th, 2020. And as we all know, no one is safe, so maybe we will see Michael Myers murder Laurie Strode, but I guess we're gonna have to wait until October. Well, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I was your host, Landon Delsing, and I'll see you guys all in the next most amazing top 10 video.